A judge late last night delayed the $1.6 billion defamation trial against Fox News. Dominion Voting Systems is suing Fox over the network's coverage of the 2020 presidential election and falsely claiming their software rigged the results against former President Trump. For more on this, I want to bring in Dominic Patten, senior editor, legal and TV critic at Deadline Hollywood. Dominic, thanks for coming on this morning. So a settlement likely at this point, or at least that's sort of what's being batted around. What do you think?
Well, look, the rumors have been swirling for a few days now that they're looking for a settlement. Clearly, we're talking some big bucks here. As you mentioned, $1.6 billion that Dominion are looking for. But clearly, they're probably looking for a little bit more. Are they looking for a public apology on Fox? Do they want Tucker Carlson or Sean Hannity to say something? What exactly do they want? And what does Fox want to do, and how far are they willing to go to not have Tucker Carlson, Sean Hannity, or Rupert Murdoch have to testify in Delaware?
Yep, and all of them very likely to take the stand. So one law professor called this Christmas Eve for defamation scholars. A jury will have to decide if Fox acted with actual malice, and if so, what is that worth financially? How difficult of a hurdle will that be?
Look, defamation cases in the United States are certainly very difficult. But at this point, with the amount of information that's been released, especially internal stuff from Fox hosts who seem to be saying one thing publicly and something very different privately, the fact that they seem to have knowledge, the fact that you have you understand that what you are doing is false information, incorrect information, that really makes the standard well within Dominion's reach. I mean, look, these things can go a million different ways, as you know, and certainly the power of celebrity can always be a factor if you do start seeing Fox hosts on the stand. But at this point, Dominion, they might have Fox kind of in the spotlight.
You know, reasonable viewer is a term that will likely come into play here. Why might that be important, and what does it mean?
Well, part of this understanding is, and you also have to kind of do a little bit of a throwback to past things when Fox have been hauled into court. One time where they actually did a filing, and of course I'm paraphrasing ever so slightly, where they basically said to someone, well, everybody knows that Tucker Carlson's not meant to be taken seriously. This is a performance. So they have to show that people understood that what their hosts were saying were either matters of opinion, certainly subjective, or certainly something in which there were other voices heard. Now, of course, Dominion will say, hold on a sec. Overwhelming tsunami of information from you guys in 2020, especially after you saw some other conservative outlets starting to see their own ratings rise. That information was the election was stolen. And here's an irony that I think is actually quite poignant. This case is happening in Delaware, Wilmington, Delaware, which of course many companies are incorporated in Delaware. It is literally occurring across the street from the theater where during the 2020 election, during much of lockdown, Joe Biden would do many speeches and give press conferences, and it's just down the street from where he had his victory celebration in the 2020 campaign. So with all the media attention, there's a legacy here that's going to play out for a while.
Yeah, the location not lost on people who are following this one closely. Dominic, if Dominion were to win, big if, would it embolden others who feel that they've been wronged by a media organization to then go after them? I mean, does this set a pretty serious precedent?
Well, let's just start right away. There's already a precedent. One of the reasons why people have been talking settlement more in the past few days is because just last week, Fox settled with a Venezuelan businessman who they had named as being a part of this voting fraud system, and they settled a defamation suit with them. That looked like, to some of us, it could be a template. There is another voting systems company that has another lawsuit, which is actually even more than Dominion's, that's coming next. So the precedent is already established within this universe itself. Then you start adding the bigger picture. Fake news may start costing big bucks. But of course, this is America. And this is American justice. So this is all going to be appealed no matter what happens.
And how much does Fox just want this to go away?
How much do you want it to be sunny every day and also go swimming in bright, fresh water? They want this to go away like a child wants more presents on Christmas. They'll do anything, it seems, to go away, but maybe not as much as Dominion want them to. And that might be the sticking point. Certainly, we know settlement talks are ongoing, but settlement talks can also end up being a dead letter office if they can't get to where they need to go. And I feel that Dominion's lawyers, from sources that my colleague Ted Johnson and I have been talking to as we've been covering this, Dominion lawyers feel like they don't have a lot to lose if they take this to a jury.
All right, well, we will see. The trial has been delayed, expecting things to pick back up first thing tomorrow morning. We'll be watching it closely. Dominic Patten, enjoyed this conversation. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.